My phone buzzed at 2:47 a.m. I picked it up, half asleep, and looked at the screen. The message was from my own number. It said, "Don't go to work tomorrow. They're going to find the body." My name is Sarah. I'm a 28-year-old accountant living alone in a studio apartment in the city. I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in the supernatural. I believe in logic, evidence, and things that can be explained. What happened to me over the past 2 weeks has no explanation. It started on a Wednesday night. I had just gotten into bed around 11 p.m., exhausted after a brutal day at work. I set my alarm, plugged in my phone, and closed my eyes. I was almost asleep when my phone buzzed. I assumed it was a late email, maybe my boss again, with another urgent request that could absolutely wait until morning. I picked up my phone without even fully opening my eyes. Then I woke up very, very fast. The notification was a text message. That alone wasn't unusual. What was unusual was the name at the top of the screen. It was my name, my full name, and the number below it was my number, my exact phone number, every digit identical. I sat up in bed and opened the message. "Don't go to work tomorrow. They're going to find the body." I stared at that message for a long time. My first thought was that someone had cloned my number. I'd heard of that happening. Phone spoofing, they call it. Scammers do it sometimes to trick people into picking up calls. I told myself that's what this was. A scammer. A prank. Someone with too much time and the wrong target. I typed back, "Who is this?" The reply came in less than 10 seconds. "You already know. Don't go to work, Sarah." My stomach dropped. The message used my name. Scammers use names sometimes. They pull them from data leaks, public profiles. That still had an explanation. I put my phone face down on the nightstand and told myself to go to sleep. I didn't sleep at all that night. The next morning, I went to work. Of course I did. I wasn't going to let a creepy text message from an unknown spoofer ruin my Thursday. I got dressed, made coffee, and took the subway like always. I found out at 9:15 a.m. My colleague, Marcus, a quiet guy from the 4th floor who I'd spoken to maybe a dozen times, had been found dead in the parking garage of our office building. Security discovered him early that morning. He'd been there since the night before. The police were in the lobby when I arrived. The building was in chaos. I sat at my desk and couldn't move for an hour. They're going to find the body. I told myself it was a coincidence. A horrible, gut-wrenching coincidence. Whoever had sent that message couldn't have known about Marcus. They couldn't have known someone would be found dead at my workplace the very next morning. It was a coincidence. I almost believed that. Then my phone buzzed again. Same number, my number. "I told you not to come. Now you've seen it. Now they'll think it was you." I dropped my phone on my desk. My coworker Linda looked over and asked if I was okay. I told her I was fine. I picked the phone back up with shaking hands and typed, "What do you want from me? Who are you?" 3 dots appeared, the typing indicator. Something on the other end was composing a response. Then the dots disappeared. No message came through. For the rest of that day, nothing. No texts, no calls, no follow-up. I stayed late at the office because I was too scared to take the subway home alone and too embarrassed to tell anyone why. I finally called a cab at 8 p.m. Over the next 4 days, the messages continued. Not every day. That would have been almost easier to handle. Instead, they came randomly, unpredictably, always from my own number, always knowing things they shouldn't. The man outside your building this morning wasn't waiting for a cab. You left your window unlocked last night. I didn't come in, but someone else noticed. The detective working Marcus's case is going to call you tomorrow. Don't answer. That last one terrified me most, because the next afternoon, an unknown number called me. I let it go to voicemail. The message was from a Detective Hargrove, asking me to come in for a routine conversation about Marcus. Routine. That's what they always say. I went to the police, not because the text told me not to, but because I had something to show them. I showed Detective Hargrove every message. I explained the spoofed number. I explained that I'd had no relationship with Marcus beyond occasional small talk. She listened carefully, took screenshots of everything, and told me they'd look into it. Then she said something that made the room tilt sideways. "Miss Sarah, we've already identified a suspect in Marcus's death. Your name has never come up in this investigation. Why did you think it would?" I didn't have an answer. I went home and sat in the center of my apartment with every light blazing. I pulled up the message thread and read every message from the beginning. And that's when I noticed something I hadn't before. The timestamps. The first message, "Don't go to work tomorrow," had arrived at 2:47 a.m. on Wednesday night. But the message thread showed something impossible. Beneath that first text, in the standard gray bubble of a sent message, was a reply. From me. I had apparently responded to the first message at 2:49 a.m., 2 minutes after it arrived. But I hadn't. I was in bed. I was asleep, or nearly asleep. I had not touched my phone until the buzz woke me. My response, the one I have no memory of sending, read, "I know. I know everything. Please stop." I don't remember sending that message. I have no memory of it whatsoever. I went through my phone's screen time data. My phone had been in use at 2:49 a.m. for approximately 40 seconds. I was asleep. Wasn't I? I called my sister that night. I told her everything. She drove over and stayed with me for 3 days. During those 3 days, no messages came. Nothing. Silence. My sister thought I had had some kind of stress-induced episode, that maybe I'd sent the reply in a half-asleep state and simply didn't remember, that the earlier messages were a horrible coincidence layered over a genuinely traumatic event at work. Maybe she's right. I want her to be right. She went home 2 days ago. Last night, at 2:47 a.m., the exact same time as the very first message, my phone buzzed. I picked it up. One new message from my number. "She's wrong. You know exactly what you are, and soon you'll remember." I haven't put the phone down since. I don't know who is sending these messages. I don't know how they know what they know. But the thing that scares me most, the thing I can't stop thinking about at 3 in the morning with every light on and my door locked and my sister's number ready to dial, is that reply I don't remember sending. I know everything. Please stop. What do I know? What am I trying to stop? And why does some part of me feel like the answer is already inside me, waiting in the dark for me to go back to sleep?
If your phone buzzes tonight, check the number carefully, because sometimes the most terrifying messages come from yourself. Subscribe for a brand new AI horror story every single day. Comment below, do you think Sarah sent that message herself, or is something else using her phone?